to the JLR Guru channel. Join me at a desk with a laptop, and that's because this is the viewers' cars, photos and discussions video. Thank you to everyone who sent me photos and information on your cars, much appreciated. I actually got a lot more than I thought I would, so this video might be quite long, but if you do stick with it till the end, there is a little bit of a bonus from me, so you might want to check that out. I'm sure you'll like it. This video has actually been recorded on Saturday, and I said I'd put it out on Sunday the 14th, but I do have a commitment tomorrow, which means I won't have time to record the video. So if you sent any photos of your car on Saturday night that I haven't seen yet, don't worry, it's not that I don't like your car, it's just I won't have time to put it in the video. I will save it for next time. So let's get right on with the first one then. So the first car that was sent to me was from Daniel Fishlock. Thank you very much, Daniel. And straight in here with a 21 plate F-Pace. Daniel says, "Hi JLR Guru. So we took delivery on March the 1st at 9 AM. First 21 plate out of JLR Henby Christchurch in Dorset. Congratulations, Daniel. After a few delays of ordering the new 21 model F-Pace, I'm so pleased with it. It's an R-Dynamic HSE with additions of black pack, privacy glass, roof rails, opening panoramic roof and detachable tow bar for hitching your bike rack to, and ebony Windsor performance seats with Alcantara headlining. Originally we had put a deposit down on a 2020 checkered flag in Fuji white. It's also a fantastic car. But then they released the 21 model year, so ordered straight away in September of last year." I'm just going to have a look at your photos there. So you see them on the screen while I've been reading that to you. So it's in the new blue fire colour. Let me know what you think to that colour. It's just been put on the F-Pace. You couldn't order the 20 model year in that colour. They have dropped the cesium blue colour that my company demonstrator is. But I think that car looks absolutely amazing, and those seats, they look absolutely stunning. So thank you very much to Daniel Fishlock for sending me the photos of your 2021 model year Jaguar F-Pace R-Dynamic HSE, and I wish you the very best to enjoy it. Thank you, Daniel. Next car that's been sent through is from Richard Chadwick. Thank you very much for sending these through, Richard. Richard says, "Hello, this is my 2012 XFR, which I've had for 6 months now. It's covered 55,000 miles. The only thing I've done to it was had the centre box and resonator delete." And just let me open up a bit more of your email there. So you've had the resonator deleted to hear that 5 litre a bit more. Certainly don't blame you. It sounds absolutely fantastic as a stock setup. So if you can record a video and send that to me, I'd love to hear what that car sounds like now without a resonator on it. Looks like you really do keep it really tidy. Yeah, I'm a big fan of these. I just think that now they're starting to drop into that price bracket where they're a lot more affordable to people, not just as daily runners but also as second cars, so people who wouldn't have otherwise been able to get into sort of a 5 litre V8 supercharged car can now get into these. But it looks like yours is a really treasured example, and really pleased to see one without the black pack. A lot of those cars were sold with black pack, and I think the fact that you've got the silver wheels on there and it's still got the chrome surrounding the front bumpers and grille, I just think that looks absolutely amazing. I'd really like to hear what that sounds like, Richard. But thank you very much for sending me the photos of your 2012 XFR. Enjoy it. So the next car comes from Stephen I. Pearson. And Stephen has sent me his Jaguar XE. And he says, "Hi, I'm a US viewer. Here is my car, a 2017 Jaguar XE 35T R Sport in rhodium silver over jet grained leather with light oyster contrast stitch. This is my first car and I've had it just over a year. I love the sound, technology and looks, of course. So far only modifications are LED footwell lights and under mirror puddle lights and the R badge in the grille. All else is stock." First of all, the 35T, I don't think that was actually sold in the UK, so it must be an America only, US only spec, that one. It may have been called over here the XES, which had the 3 litre supercharged engine. I think that's what the 35T is referring to there. And Stephen, you said it's your first car. Wow, how old are you? I wish I had an XE as my first car. But it looks absolutely stunning. I really like The silver with the exterior black pack and the black wheels. Again, I think if you have black pack, you've got to have the black wheels. You've sent me a really nice couple of photographs here. Just going to zoom in on that one. So you've gone for the arty photo there. So you've got the Venom alloy wheels, gloss black 20-inch Venoms on there, and the exterior black pack as I mentioned. That looks really good. I'm sure you're very pleased with it, and as I say, for a first car, you're very lucky to have that. There's absolutely no way anyone in England would be able to afford to insure that as a first car with no driving experience, so you're very lucky to have that. Thank you very much, Stephen, for sending those photos in. So the next car that's been sent through is from David Winstanley. First of all, thank you very much for a huge selection of photos and a really, really detailed email. So thank you ever so much for sending that through. Really, really appreciate it. David says, "Hi Matt, hope all is well with you today." It is, thank you for asking, hope it is with you. Just wanted to send you some photos of my car for your next video. As you might already know, I'm Empty Council House UK on YouTube. That's the most random YouTube name I've ever heard, as I mentioned previously. Please find various photos attached, which were taken just after my detailer finished doing a regular clean and ceramic coating top-up. I own a 2020 Range Rover Autobiography in Byron Blue with the 4.4 SD V8 engine, which I purchased around 5 months ago from Marshall Land Rover in Cambridge. The vehicle is a former JLR managerial stock one, so it's got the upgraded 22-inch alloy wheels, the rear executive seating pack, privacy glass, heated, cooled, massaging front and rear seats, 360-degree surround camera system, adaptive cruise control, etc, 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 as there's just too much to list. You're quite right, on an autobiography there is absolutely loads to talk about. And he then goes on to say, "I absolutely love everything about it in terms of performance, refinement, comfort, technology, specification, coupled with the excellent fuel economy for such a large vehicle, and can regularly achieve over 40 miles per gallon on a motorway journey." That is very good for a car of that size and weight. Cons, only two minor gripes really. The first one is the infotainment system is slow to load up when you first start the engine. I agree with you, absolutely. It's a shame that despite being the 2020 model, it doesn't have the latest Pivi Pro system. I think there's talk of it finding its way in. I don't know when that'll be, but to 21 model year Range Rovers, it might be 22 model year, which will probably be a run out of the current model, because of course there's no new one, probably a year, 18 months away. And the second gripe is that the larger alloys can make the ride a little crashy, as David puts it, and firm over poor surfaces around town, but this is not at all an issue once you get out on the better roads on the motorway. I totally agree with you. You do take away some of the squidginess of the tyre with the bigger wheel, because of course you've got to have the same rolling diameter, and you do sacrifice that little bit of ride quality for the looks of a bigger 22-inch wheel. So yeah, I can agree with you there, but you do have an absolutely stunning looking car. I really, really like the combination of the Byron Blue with the wood trim that you've got in there, and the ivory leather. I think it really, really suits it. A previous customer of mine actually ordered a Vogue in a similar colour combination, but without the wood interior, and of course being a Vogue, it was on the standard wheels, and when it turned up, we all thought the colour combination was brilliant. So David, thank you very much for that, and I also want to say thank you. You sent me a really long email, which I have read right through, and you give me some really good ideas for the channel for upcoming videos, so a special thank you to David for that. Thanks for sending the photos as well. Next car up is a Jaguar XF that's been sent through by MAZ. I'm very sorry I didn't get an email with your real name. I'm assuming it's Maz. That's how you signed off at the bottom there, so that's all I've got. Maz says, "Evening JLR Guru, I have watched your video about requesting images for our cars and your thoughts on them, so here is mine. It's a 2017 Jaguar XF R Sport diesel, 180 horsepower X260 model. I've had it since July 2019. Changes made were that I blacked out the wheels, blacked out the silver trims, excluding the bar at the back, added the Union Jack tyre valve caps, swapped out the black piano centre console trim for an open pore ebony wood veneer, changed the boot and footwell lights from halogen to LED, upgraded the gear selector to make a metallic leather top one, added XF branded seat gap fillers. Some new photo of those, I'd like to see what those look like. Swapped out the standard mats for upgraded luxury mats. Added the silver trim surrounding the parking brake. Stuck on an F-type steering wheel and added metal paddle extenders. Can you tell me where you got the metal paddle extenders from? Because I'd like some for my F-type. So if you can drop me a comment with where you got those from, that'd be brilliant. And in exchange for that, I'll do as you ask, and I will give a shout out to your YouTube page, MAZ, and your Instagram page at XF_Maz. There you go, shout out to you. Really like the car. I'm a really big fan of anything that's black with exterior black pack and black wheels. I really like that sort of look. In my opinion, I do think if you the back of the car, I think if you blacked out that silver badge, and I think if you ordered yourself a black Jaguar Leaper and Jaguar badge and XF badge from the 21 model, I think that will just complete the look. And I don't know if you might want to think about some privacy glass as well. That might just finish it off, but that's up to you. But yeah, I really like your car. I like what you've done to it. Not very often we get many people modifying a Jaguar XF, so nice to see someone putting their own mark on it there. I see what you mean. I've actually seen your seat gap fillers there, and actually they look really good. So yeah, they really finished the interior off. I'm looking at your F-type steering wheel with the extended paddles. I really want some of those, so do please let me know where you got those from. As I say, your car looks absolutely fantastic. I really like those photos that you sent through. So thank you to Maz for sending those, and enjoy your car. Thank you. Next up, we've got Chris Simmons. Thank you very much, Chris, for sending through not just one, but 3 cars that you've got. Really a big fan of all 3 of these. I like all 3. So Chris says, evening, thought I'd chip in my lineup for your thoughts. I'll certainly give you my thoughts, don't worry. First car that you've listed here, you've got a 2018 F-Pace, S model 380 horsepower petrol V6. And Chris says he absolutely loves it, just wish the interior materials were a little more in line with a Land Rover. Sometimes the scratchy plastics are a downer. I think the new version might address this. What a drive though, lovely sound, eggs you on to be a hooligan. Maybe replace this in the future with a big Range Rover. I totally understand what you're saying about the interior, but you've got to remember that car is built to meet a price where it is price competitive with all its rivals. So you've got to think that car's going up against BMW, Mercedes, Audi. I think if they spent too much on the interior and falling into the old Mercedes trap of over-engineering it, that would then have to be reflected in the price, and then it wouldn't be competitive with what it's going up against, and therefore more affordable. But I do believe you're absolutely right. They have completely blown us away with the interior on the all-new one. So I think you mentioned you're looking at possibly replacing it with a Range Rover. Maybe go and have a look at the new F-Pace before you do that. You might fancy a P400, which is the new engine that's gone in the F-Pace. Certainly have a look at that. Your second car, do forgive me, I don't know a huge amount about these, but our first non-JLR car is a 2017 Morgan Roadster with a Ford 3.7 V6. You say it's steel chassis, aluminium body panels hung on an ashwood frame, hand built by men in aprons with hammers, glue and a keen eye. Factory visit is a must, really amazing, and the wood shop smells amazing. This turns most heads, sparks the most random conversations with strangers, and provokes the friendliest response. Suspension is of the same era as an ox cart. Can't say I've ever been in an ox cart, but I imagine what that's like. An upgrade to that will be the finishing touch. Absolutely agree with you. You've got so many options, I think, for modifying a Morgan that, it's because it was built by men in aprons, it all comes undone quite easily. So I imagine you can swap parts out quite easily. Let me know what you do with the suspension and what setup you go for. Just looking at your photos here, I really like the colour of the Morgan, and also you've put in here that your dog rides along with you in the cars, and we're going to give a shout out to your dog now. Your dog is called Cooper, and he looks very happy in your cars. So shout out to Cooper for joining us on that photo there. And then finally, Chris says his third car is a 2017 Aston DB11, which is a 5.2 twin turbo V12. Very civilised, but a monster with 300 PS through the back wheels. I can imagine, as you quite rightly say, that in the wet that is going to be a little bit scary. There's a little bit more here, bear with me a second. Definitely a GT rather than a sports car. The weight sometimes has me craving something lighter and more nimble. F-Type SVR has me scratching my head almost continuously, but every time I drive the DB, can't imagine parting with it. I agree with you. When I drive my F-Type, I have the same thing. Sometimes think about what I could replace it with, and then I go and drive it and think there's nothing that compares to it, because you just absolutely love it. So I totally understand where you're coming from there. You say it's beautifully made, maybe not the prettiest Aston, but feels special. I've never driven an Aston Martin, believe it or not. I've been in one, I've never driven one. What I really like about this is not just the colour that you've gone for, which I think really suits the car, but also we've got a shot there of you lining up all the cars, and I really like all your number plates. The Aston's got a number plate that says Aston on it, and then of course the Jag's got Brit Cat, and the Morgan has got Brit Mog. Really like the setup there, and there's Cooper again. So shout out to Chris Simmons and Cooper. Thank you very much for sending through those photos, and really pleased that you're sticking with British manufacturers there, so well done, and thank you ever so much for that. Next one comes from David Brokenshaw. Thank you very much for sending through your photos, David. David says, hi, please find attached 2 photos of my Jaguar XE. This car was ordered in January 2020 and delivered in March 2020, luckily on the first day of the first lockdown. And you've sent me through your options. Following spec and options, so it's a Jaguar XE P250 R-Dynamic HSE, in Carpathian Grey, 19-inch 10-spoke alloys, 350mm front brakes with red calipers, sliding pan roof, privacy glass, matrix LED headlights with signature DRLs, headlight power wash, exterior black pack, mesh aluminium trim finisher, R-Dynamic branded leather steering wheel, heated steering wheel, electric steering column, Meridian sound system with 11 speakers, ebony Windsor leather. That's an expensive option, you've got to really want that. I don't blame you because it's nice and soft leather in there as well. 16-way heated electric driver memory seats with 2-way manual headrest sports seats. Ebony Mosin headlining, cold climate pack, convenience pack, premium upgrade interior pack, heated windscreen, reduced section spare alloy wheel, illuminated metal tread plate, bright metal pedals, clear sight rear view mirror, configurable ambient lighting, air quality sensor, cabin air ionisation, folding rear seats, configurable dynamics, wireless charging, additional power sockets and power gesture tailgate. That is a proper spec list. Wow. David, I hope you're going to keep that car for a long time because you've really set that car up for yourself. You've put that you're so pleased with the car. Back in 2018 you did look at the XE but felt the interior quality let it down and eventually purchased an Audi A4. Well, it just goes to show that Jaguars always bring you back. You always come back and have another look, and I think Jaguar got it absolutely spot on with that one. And finally you mentioned here, as for the colour, we deliberated long and hard over the Carpathian Grey. Unfortunately, our dealer didn't have an XE in the colour, so we had to go with gut instinct. Almost tried to change the colour after ordering to Cornish Grey, but the car was already in production. As it turned out, you're over the moon with the colour. Very rich and glossy, really does look good with the exterior black pack and red brake calipers. I totally agree with what you say. Carpathian Grey with black pack looks absolutely fantastic. And I can see you haven't fallen into the trap of putting the black wheels on. You've gone for the upgraded alloys, which are diamond cut, which that with the red brake caliper behind it, that also looks good, and also you've got the red centre caps there as well. So I think side profile of the car, that looks quite nice. And it really does look good in the Carpathian Grey. And it looks like in the photos you've just given it a really nice detail as well. So hope you enjoy that car, and thank you very much for sending the photos through. Next up, we've got photos from Richard K. Thank you very much, Richard, for sending your photos through. Richard says, hi, see attached a few pics of my 2016 model year Jaguar XFS in Italian Racing Red. Had the car since June 2020, and I absolutely love it. Currently only 33,000 miles on the clock. So that must have been purchased during the first lockdown. So yeah, what did you think to the process? Because I imagine you probably had it delivered. Were you happy to buy it without a test drive? Did the dealer send you photos? Was someone on site? 'Cause I know during June I was on site, but we were absolutely closed. No one was able to do anything. You put here that you got so much power from the 3-litre diesel V6. One thing I don't like about it is the dated infotainment, as it only has the In-Control touch system, not the In-Control Touch Pro. So I don't have the option for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Tough one that, yeah. Car's amazing, but don't like the infotainment system. I would suggest with 300 horsepower from that 3-litre V6 that you've probably got enough to distract you there without needing to be doing Apple CarPlay in the car. I can see you've got the upgraded alloy wheels there. You've gone for the 20-inch diamond cut 5 double spoke alloys. You've also got the exterior black pack on there, and you've got the LED light system. What do you think to the LED light system? Do you think that it's worth the money? I mean, I know you didn't buy the car new, but would you pay extra for the LED light system, or would you be happy with the Bi-Xenon system like I've got, for example, on my F-Pace? Really like the car, and it looks like you really look after it as well. So thank you very much to Richard K for sending those photos in. Thank you. Next up, we've got another Jaguar XFS, this time from Jim Choi. I hope I'm saying that right. Please correct me if I'm not. Jim says, "Hi Matt, love Jaguar despite glitches. It's not a Germanic car. It's like being human, never perfect, needs a few corrections." Jaguar's a very complicated machine, so I totally understand where you're coming from. There's a lot going on in electronics and things like that. But Jim says, "Brings a smile to your face after driving. If I never walked into Stratstone, Milton Keynes might not have fallen for Jaguar, would have gone for the typical Germanic BMW back in 2012. Oh, sorry, you say bar BMW, sounds like you wouldn't have gone for BMW, so maybe a Mercedes or Audi. Back in 2012, you have had 4 XFs, including an XFR and 1 XJ, and you have on order a F-Pace P400e R-Dynamic HSE. Definitely send me some pictures of that. We saw how nice Daniel's looked, the first car that we looked at. So send me some pictures of that. Let me know what configuration you've gone for on that. Really interested to see what you're ordering. As for your car, so we've got Fuji White, we've got exterior black pack, we've got the 20-inch Venom alloys, and I can see there you've also got, is it ebony and pimento interior? It looks like it is. Really, really nice car. So this car, just like the one previous, is an XFS, but this one's got the Bi-Xenon lights. Let me know how you get on with the Bi-Xenon lights rather than the LED lights. Be interesting to hear from both sides. So Rich, let us know what you think of the LED lights, and Jim, let us know what you think of the Bi-Xenons, and would you pay extra to swap them out, or would you be happy with them? So thank you very much for sending those photos through. Thank you to Jim Choi. Thank you very much. So next up, we've got a really good selection of photos from Tom Matthew. Thank you very much, Tom, for sending these photos through. And Tom says, "Hi Matt, hope you're well." I am, thank you, hope you are too. I've recently come across your video on the Jaguar XJ portfolio on YouTube, and being a proud owner myself, it gives me immense pleasure to hear someone talk about your car. No problem. Really liked your work, and there you have a new subscriber. Thank you very much for subscribing. With regards to my cat, it's a Jaguar XJ 3-litre V6 supercharged petrol R Sport model. That's a rare engine. Most of them are diesels. I'd say probably about 85-90% out there are the diesel engine. And you say, "Me and my wife have been looking for an XJ back in June 2020, particularly a petrol, and then realised it was so rare to get a 3-litre in the UK." Exactly what I've just said there, you're quite right. But then fortunately we found one on Auto Trader. It was 3-litre petrol R Sport, Polaris white in colour, 2017 reg with a mileage of 28,000, for sale around, I won't reveal how much you paid for it, not far from where we live. As soon as we saw the car, it was so majestic and elegant, we paid the deposit, and it was ours on the 17th of July 2020. Congratulations on your purchase. You've also sent me a link to the video which you filmed when you collected your car. I have watched that. I can't put it on my video, but I have put your photos up. You say then it's ever since then it's been a pleasure to drive, definitely a head turner. I have received so many compliments from people while in shopping, neighbours, etc. One guy in a Merc asked me if I could swap cars. I hope the answer was a definite and immediate no. Tell him to go and buy one. Things you love about your car: its appearance. It's one of the best looking cars out there, bold and majestic. Definitely when you park it next to BMWs, Mercedes, Audis, it definitely does stand out. Haven't driven any other German rivals, but it's a lovely place to be. Cabin looks premium and has character, which the new gen cars lack. I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe have a look at the new XF. You can spec one of those up to have a really good character. But then again, I suppose if you have an XJ, you're already at that premium level anyway, so I can understand what you're saying. Drive comfort and the engine, it's quiet and quick. You are absolutely right. So far, I have changed all of the 4 discs and brake pads. Have painted the calipers red myself. Don't think it needs much modifications. You asked me what my thoughts are. That you've got a few options, like the massage function, internal lights and air vents. I think they're fantastic. Internal lights and air... Oh, sorry, I see what you mean. The rings around the air vents. Sorry, I see what you mean. Park assist, 360 camera, latest 10-inch in Control Pro. Still love the car. Then you asked me what do I think about the rims. I wasn't sure if I should make them black. Any advice on modifications or maintenance? Planning to keep her long term. Right, modifications wise, let's take the wheels first of all. Leave the wheels as they are because I think they really suit the car, and the reason why I say don't go black with the wheels is because your car is without exterior black pack. If you had exterior black pack, I would say go for it, and I would also say change the badges on the back now that Jaguar have released the black badges that you can buy. I would definitely say do that. But I would say your car's absolutely spot on as it is. An XJ is such a good looking car. I don't really see the need to modify it. I think just enjoy it really. Just enjoy driving it, keep it clean. Your car looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I have watched your video about when you collected it, and you look really happy with it, and I can't blame you. You forgot to add a modification, pick the interior. You've also put some footwell lights in there, which are LED, I think. Looking at those, I'd say yes. Again, you don't need to do anything else. Your car is absolutely spot on as it is. It's perfect. So thank you very much for a really detailed email and a huge selection of photos. Thank you very much to Tom Matthew for that. And then the final car from my viewers that submitted me photos of their cars is from Mike Reith. Thank you very much for sending your photos through, Mike, much appreciated. And Mike sent me his photos of his Jaguar XJ long wheelbase. And Mike says in his email, hi, please see attached pictures of my car if you'd like to feature in your video. Absolutely, we always love to see Jaguars and Land Rovers. My 2010 Jaguar XJ-L Portfolio 3-litre V6 twin-turbo diesel, Stage 1 remat, currently running 375 horsepower. I bet that's quick. With quad tailpipes with back box delete system. I've asked for it before on other people's cars. Send me a video of what that sounds like. I'm interested to see what it sounds like with the diesel and the quad tailpipes and back box delete. Send me a video of that. To the same email address, I'm really interested in that. You put here that you've owned the car for just over a year, currently have 110,000 miles on the clock. 110,000 miles? It looks like it's done half that. So, either it's a really well looked after example, or you're an absolutely cracking detailer. Really like that deep red colour. I can't remember what that colour is called. No, I can't remember it. Let me know in the comments if you can remember what that colour is called. But what an absolutely stunning looking car. It looks like you really take care of that. 110,000 miles, it doesn't look anywhere near it. So, thank you very much to all my viewers for sending through the photos of their cars. It really does mean a lot. And I appreciate this is quite a long video, but I do have a little bit of a bonus for you guys. So, I'm going to show you some photos of cars that I've seen during my time at work, cars that have come in for service, cars that have been available for sale, just cars that I've spotted in the car park, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'm just going to put a few photos on the screen. There's a good handful, so I hope you hopefully there's something there for everybody. So the first one is a Range Rover SVR that we had in our showroom in Estoril Blue, and it's still got the silver alloy wheels. They're upgraded alloys, but they're silver rather than fall into the trap of putting black ones on. Estoril Blue, silver alloys, and that had the Cirrus and Ebony two-tone interior. I'm really sorry I only took one photo of that. So I think one of my viewers was quite interested in a Range Rover SVR. I think it was Empty Council House, David Winstanley. So if that's you, hopefully you've enjoyed that picture. Second one is Jaguar XJ50, the last ever brand new XJ that we sold out of our showroom, because of course if you watch the video from Thierry Bolloré, you'll know that the XJ has now been dropped and they won't be bringing out a new model. So this is an XJ50 which celebrated 50 years of the XJ. This was in Santorini black with the ivory leather. It got the special XJ50 badging, the embossing on the interior, and those special two-tone alloy wheels. And it also got, if you got a keen eye, you'll notice the larger diameter tailpipes, which were also brought over from the XJ autobiography. So that was a really, really nice car. Next one was a Range Rover Overfinch P400e, which I spotted in our service drive-through collection area. 24-inch alloy wheels and body kit on this absolutely stunning looking car. Very, very special car. Being the hybrid, it's a very economical car as well. So yeah, if you're the owner of that car and you're watching the video, hope you don't mind me putting that on the channel, and I'd love to do a feature on it as well if you are local, which I guess you are since you're in our showroom. Next one, our first ever Jaguar F-Pace SVR, which featured the black 22-inch alloy wheels, Yulong white metallic paint, black and pimento performance interior. That was the first one we ever put in our showroom, and it looks absolutely stunning. I don't think we actually sold that one, but we sold plenty off it, and it eventually became our demonstrator, and then it was sold. Next up, we've got a very, very rare car, which is a Jaguar XK RS convertible, finished in ultimate black, and it looks absolutely spotless under the lights of the service drive-through area, and I couldn't help but take a few photos of that. So this is before I actually started doing the YouTube channel, so you can see that I have a personal interest in these cars. I actually take photos just for myself, that car was absolutely fantastic, looked absolutely immaculate. Next one is a Range Rover P400e again, this time in Carpathian Grey satin finish, which featured 21-inch alloy wheels, exterior black pack, and as I say, that was in our service area as well. Right, next up we've got the rarest of rare cars that I've ever seen, a Jaguar XE SVO Project 8. This car was ordered in for a customer to view who never actually bought it, and it ended up in our showroom because we had to buy it from Jaguar, or well, I don't know how it worked, but the dealership had to pay a lot of money to get the car into the showroom for this customer to see it. He wouldn't buy it without seeing it. Eventually he did buy it. So we had this in our showroom. So if you don't know anything about the XE Project 8, it's 600 horsepower, 5-litre V8 supercharged. Held the lap record at the Nürburgring, fastest 4-door saloon round there. And this one was in British Racing Green. It had the touring pack, which, if you're not familiar, removes the big spoiler from the back and the scaffolding roll cage from the rear of the car, so it's a little bit more civilised. It's got the carbon ceramic brakes on it, and it was ordered in special British Racing Green, as I mentioned. And the price tag on the car while it was in our showroom was £169,995. That was a little bit less than its list price because, of course, we wanted to try and sell it, so we put a little bit more of an attractive price on there for those that were interested. Eventually we did sell it, and hope the new owner's very happy with it. Next up, we've got a Range Rover Autobiography, this time a long wheelbase pre-facelift car. This is a 5 litre supercharged and is actually an ex-Royal Fleet vehicle, hence I've obscured the number plate. This car was handed back to Jaguar after the to Land Rover after the royal family had finished with it, and Land Rover offered them out to dealers to buy for used car stock. We bought 2 of them, we sold 1, and this is the last one we had, and it just looks absolutely stunning in the Loire blue with the ivory interior. I wouldn't like to speculate who's actually sat in the car, you never know, but a bit of special car there. We did actually sell that car quite quickly. And then I've only got one picture of the next car, unfortunately, but it's a very special Range Rover SV Autobiography, which was in for some work with our service team. 5 litre supercharged petrol. The colour is called Spectral Italian Racing Red. So that's like a sort of, I suppose you call it a flip colour, and there's red, orange, and sort of like a purple shade to it, depending on how you look at it. So it's a bit of a flip colour. The photo's not great, I understand, but you can see if you look at the back of the car compared to the front, you'll see it's a slightly different colour. So that was a really nice car. Next up is another Range Rover, this time an Autobiography. This is a 2020 model year, so it was badged as a P525, which meant it's another 5 litre supercharged. To this day, it's the most expensive new Range Rover that I've sold, whereby I've taken it right from point of order to factory, ordering it at the factory to handing it over. The car was ordered in Mascalato Black, which is a super rare colour and was a £4,500 option on its own. The car also got ebony black leather, including the headlining, grand black veneer and exterior black pack with black 22-inch alloy wheels. And that car was actually handed over in the March of 2020, just before we went to lockdown. So what an absolutely stunning car that is. Next up, we've got our very first facelift F-Type, just arriving on site, hence all the factory wrappings. So the first one we got on site. As you can see, it's a convertible in British Racing Green with a tan roof, and it's the first edition, so it got all the electric memory seats and the upgraded alloy wheels, exterior black pack, all the bits and pieces in the car. We didn't actually sell that car, it was actually taken by another dealer. They sold it, so we ordered in a replacement in a different colour, and we ordered a coupe in as well to replace it. Next up, Range Rover Sport SVR we had in our showroom in Eiger Grey with carbon exterior pack, which means you get carbon around the door mirror caps, the carbon exposed bonnet, carbon on the boot lid, and carbon side vents. The car also got the ebony and pimento red extended leather interior and upgraded gloss black alloy wheels, amongst many other options. And next up is another Range Rover Sport, this time a pre-facelift SVR version. And I only took the photos, didn't have a great look around the car. I couldn't quite work out whether this is painted or wrapped. I know it's not a Land Rover colour, and I want to say it's probably wrapped, because to paint a car would probably be too much work, so probably easy to get it wrapped. If this is your car or you know the owner, let me know if it is a painted or wrapped car. I think it's wrapped, so let me know if I'm right. Next up is another customer's car in for servicing, this time a Jaguar F-Type SVR Coupe. So of course that's a 5 litre supercharged 575 horsepower engine. Santorini Black with the carbon ceramic brakes, which necessitated the upgraded wheels as well. Looked absolutely stunning under the lights again. All black cars do for some reason in that drive-through area, but yeah, I was really impressed with how that car looked, so I took a few snaps. And then there's another one of these Range Rover Sport SVRs, and this one is in a super rare colour. Again, if this was you thinking of picking one of these up, David, let me know what you think of this colour. This is Velocity Blue with the satin finish. So the Velocity Blue was £6,000 and the satin finish was £2,500. Sorry, the Velocity Blue was 4,000 and the satin was 2,500. So 6,500 total cost just in paint. So that car's not wrapped; it's painted. Absolutely stunning. I really like that. We didn't sell that car; it went to another dealer. And I've also got here another car that I spotted in on car park. This was actually quite recent. This is another Range Rover SV Autobiography in that very same colour. So let me know if you think it suits the Sport, SVR or the Range Rover better. And that car's in for some service work with us. And we've also got here a Jaguar XJR. Now this is an X350 shape. So we're starting to see less and less of these coming into the showroom. Of course the cars are still out there, but the cars are now to a point where value-wise, most people don't want to spend the money having it serviced at a JLR main dealer. They want to take it to, the independents and the other garages and things like that. So it's rare that we'll see one of these. So thank you if you are the owner of this one for spending the extra money to have it serviced by your main dealer. This is a 4.2 supercharged. I think they were 390 horsepower, correct me if I'm wrong. Sat on the 20-inch Callisto alloy wheels. Dove grey interior from what I can see through the window. Of course, we don't open cars that are in at the moment for obvious reasons. We are in a lockdown situation, so I can't be doing that. All I know is the car's in for some work with our service team. And it was just so nice just to see one of the older shaped Jaguars on site. And then lastly, if this is your car, you've won the award for dirtiest car I've ever seen come into the dealership. This is a Land Rover Discovery 5. It's a customer's car that was in for some service work. So dirty I didn't even have to black out the number plate or block it out. That car was so dirty that I was actually shocked enough to take a photo of it. So there we go. So that is the video complete. Thank you so much for watching. I realise it has been a really, really long video. Thank you again to everyone who's sent through photos and information on their cars. If you want me to do another one of these again, if you missed out this time, let me know in the comments section below. And also like and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.